Just zoom out. Yeah, so today I'm going to come from my white light oracle.
All right. And I will be reading from my medicine cards, Discovery of Power Through the Ways of Animals.
Okay. Okay, we're live. Thank you for joining the House of Tonya 23. Tonight, we're coming from Oracle Time with Tonya 23. This is our show, and we have a special guest, Diamond.
Yes.
Diamond,
Hello. Hello. Hello.
yes. Her full name and title is Diamond the Mermaid. So, welcome.
Yes. Thank you. I feel welcomed. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Just give me 1 second. Let me try and do this intro right quick. I have to share my screen. And where is it? Here. Okay, that is us on YouTube. Just give me one moment here. All right. First off, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see you, but I cannot see your computer.
Okay, so give me one moment and let me share my screen. I will have this perfected very soon. Oh no, we're not doing all that. One more time. Doesn't work, then we're good.
All right, I see your screen now.
Okay, cool.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay, I can't find it. Here we go. Here's an intro.
Right.
All right, now we can get started. So, I'll tell you a little story about the intro. That is what I created the very first time I tried video editing. Every podcaster has an intro and an outro. So, I was still in the primitive time by just like having a regular background or whatever. But yeah, so I'm on my way. I can also do what I always wanted to do, which was make meditation videos to upload on YouTube. And so with that capability, I can really go crazy. So thanks for your listening time. And now we can get started. Just one more thing I want to do. Diamond, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you're going to share a poem with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and share one of my favorites, and it's really just something raw and deep that, throughout life, we always want to help others. Like we want somebody to help ourselves, right? We always want to, reach out and show love to others as if we want somebody to show love to us. So that's pretty much where I see, but it's a cautionary of some, experiences. So it's called One, and go ahead and starts like this. What's said is said and what's done is done. Believe no words from anyone. Understand actions of everyone. Watch what money does to them. Watch who they become. $1 million would never buy you love. If it could, $1 million would be nothing to give up. Charming is deceitful and beauty is vain. You believe in a lost soul and you're in for some pain. Feelings are the first toll, then it's your brain. Affairs of the heart, hard to maintain. Now be brave. All I can do is pray. Heart of a lion, you see me beat my chest. I'm not lying. Love is conditional and loyalty is unconditional. Win or lose, you're supposed to stick to the side you choose. Realizing truth can leave your pride bruised. Where the value, what's the worth? Wish I could know. I'd stop this tedious search. Should have been chosen first. Heart filled with so much gold it could burst. Third party validation. Now that's a hard mask to preserve. Make it hard to look in the mirror. Bury the real so deep it's impossible to unearth. New me having a hard time leaving the past behind. I think I can hold it together. It'll be fine. Now that's a line. Obedience is difficult. Unwillingness to complete the task. Hurry up and act. Instincts got to be down packed. Life moves too fast. Always the other, never the one. I see myself coming undone. Feel the sun. Time for growth. Time to take a personal oath. Do not believe in deceitful agreements. It'll keep you from your true purpose and all your achievements. The enemy is lurking, looking for a body, anybody. Nothing you can do to stop it. When does spiritual intelligence become irrelevant? Why the only thing the world worried about is a viral flick? Ignorance is bliss. I'm tired of the stupidity and it's making me sick. I was set up, you were fixed. Believe it because it's true. Somebody really can just do wrong to you. When I look around, the only thing I see is a tomb. Now nobody can handle the truth. They cleared the room. There's nothing left to assume. Rather be alone than somebody's tool. And I'll make that my number one rule. Can't sit with somebody that will feed me spoiled food. I am frugal in search of only the best fruits to digest. Positivity shaping reality like I got something to prove.
Whoa, hold on. Where's my effects over here? Hold on 1 second. Oh, wow. That was super awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you hear that? Where are my effects, man? Okay, I gotta get it together. But I was doing the cheers. I
Thank you, thank you. I feel the love. I feel it.
clapping going on. That was super awesome. Wow. Absolutely awesome. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned everything that you mentioned in your poem because it's actually what I'm going to share tonight at the end fits right into it. So we're on the same frequency.
Hey, that happens a
What?
lot with us.
Absolutely. Well, you are my Leo friend. I am a Scorpio. And so we are sun children because your sign is ruler of the sun, actually. And my sun sign is Scorpio. So, yeah.
That's
I
nice.
am also of Leo rising is my rising sign also, which is the big thing about it. So we think a
Mm-hmm.
lot alike. Yeah.
There you go. That was
Definitely.
nice.
And I thought that we would start out by, I was just going to shuffle a card, and I'm coming from my White Light Oracle deck this evening. And I figured we would kickstart our conversation from there or incorporate it in. But as I'm thinking, and now that I've heard your poem, I kind of want to talk about some of the things that you mentioned. I don't have a pen, so I'm going on memory. One thing that caught my attention was feeling like I'm coming undone,
Mm-hmm.
that one part.
Mm-hmm.
And just in general, life speaking, like not speaking of myself, but not excluding myself, we are all sort of fighting to stay above positive, to
Yeah.
stay in joy. Like me, myself, I am used to bringing myself back to points of joy because I'm a deep thinker. And if you're thinking deeply nowadays, you're coming to reality that things are in a little kerfuffle here.
Right. Right. Right.
World's on fire and going underwater, okay?
Yeah, that part.
So it forces you to do a lot of personal development,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I thought that your poem was rich with personal development aspects that we go through. It reminded me because just recently I have a journal, and my journal is based on shadow work. So it's a shadow work journal. Shadow work is when you go within and work out some bullshit with yourself. Some people have trauma, you have self esteem issues, or, you know, relationship issues, whatever have you, or just
Mm-hmm.
personally going through some things yourself, coming to points of elevation. There's always a sort of kind of like, as I look at the waves rolling in, that kind of happens
Mm-hmm.
before you get to the elevation stage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, your poem was really, really good.
Yes. Thank you.
Excuse me, right?
Most definitely when it comes to the coming undone, it's just like that's not the end. That is more of the middle. You know, transformation happens. Like you're talking about the elevation, transformation, that breaking point where you're so beat down that you can't go anywhere but up. But remembering and sticking to who you truly are, your authentic self, is what's, most important, and just learning from those lessons.
Right. That's absolutely right. So, let's see what the Oracle, White Light Oracle, has to say for us this evening. I love these cards. They mostly deal with healing and stuff like that. All right, so tonight we have, let me get my glasses. Looks like Alpha of Alcyon. I don't know if you can see it.
Alcium.
Yeah, you can't see it because of the background thing, but
No.
nice artwork. Alpha of Alcyon, the 24 card. So let me get a little sip of my drink here. Every time I move, I pop in and out of this background screen. I'll be back. Trying to keep still here.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Alpha of Alcyon. A positive twist of fate and a windfall of good fortune are destined for you. Brightness, brightness and hope will alleviate negativity and give you the strength to find your way through a time of adversity or challenge. Finally, you will experience peace, love, and deep connection with your true self and the universe. Good things are on their way to you.
Mm.
The brightest star in the Pleiades star system, Alcyon, holds the frequency of love, the sacred feminine healing power of compassion, and the grace of mercy. In the myth of ancient Greece, Alcyone was so in love with her husband, Ceyx, that she referred to him as Zeus, and he referred to her as the divine wife of Zeus, Hera. Zeus was so irritated by such grandiosity that when Ceyx was at sea, Zeus struck his ship with a lightning bolt. In her grief, Alcyone threw herself into the sea. Moved by mercy, the gods transformed the lovers into kingfishers. These birds embody the spiritual medicine of abundance, love, prosperity, peace, and happiness, bringing blessings of hope and healing to humanity. The Halcyon days take their name from this goddess turned kingfisher. They are 7 days on either side of the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice. During this time, there are said to be no storms, only peaceful weather. Legend has it that the god of the winds calms all storms during this period, so Alcyone can rest safely. The term now symbolizes a period of luminous grace amidst a challenging time, during which one can rest in tranquility. It is also an omen of more peaceful days of love and prosperity ahead. Alcyone is the goddess of grace and mercy, especially in the face of heart-wrenching loss. She reassures us that we will find a way through, and there is comfort for us when we need it, even if further work needs to be done before we can fully release into a new era of happiness. When Alpha of Alcyone makes an appearance, we are near to the deepest, darkest phase of suffering and can trust we are already beginning to emerge on the other side. Alpha brain waves are deep, calming waves. They are what we experience when daydreaming or slipping into peaceful relaxation or meditation.
Mm.
Alpha state, imagination and intuition are heightened. As such, these brain waves are a gateway into the subconscious mind. As the bridge between conscious, everyday awareness and deep altered states, alpha waves allow us to be awake and functioning while connected to an inner well of wisdom and support. If we are in stimulation overload, alpha blocking can occur. Learning to consciously switch off and release by dropping into the 8 hertz to 12 hertz range helps us melt away stress and tune into our intuition without becoming too floaty and unfocused. This oracle brings guidance that a new reality of happiness is available to us even now as we steadily make our way to the light of the happy new start. That was the perfect addition to your poem.
Yeah.
Definitely. Um, would you like
Answer
to
this.
make any comments, Diamond?
Yes, I would. Love and abundance, like that was a big thing because it's like what is love, right? What is love? We can associate it to the physical touch with our significant other. We can associate it to the gift giving that we give to our our friends and our family, or just the sacrifice that we may make or for our lovers or our children. We associate all those things to love, but like, what is true love? To yourself, to the world. What is true love and abundance? What does that truly feel like? What is that energy? That's nothing but positive. If there's any shape, form, or feeling of negativity within your definition of LOVE of love, then that is not love, and it's being masked by something else. So I would
Right.
definitely
So,
want to say that.
in my time here on planet Earth, I have experimented or have been doing a life journey experiment, and love's definition has changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have the love aspects that you just mentioned, which are like basic, you know, like even an animal loves their, owners and the
Mm-hmm.
family members and things like that. So a lot of us think that we're achieving some high level of love when we are good to our families, but it must extend outside of that because love is not stagnant. If it
Mm.
doesn't grow, then that's something to be looked at. But I have found that love is to me the highest frequency, that it has the power to extinguish any anything that comes in its way, anything that tries to stop it.
Mm.
Very interesting that
Yeah.
the power of love, because when it's true love on any aspect, it always prevails. Like
Correct. I agree.
in my 52 years, almost 52.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
no, I completely agree with that though.
absolutely, especially being a mother, I have my own set of relationships that I have gone through. And now I have
Mm-hmm.
children that have their own sets of relationships. And let me tell you, at sometimes it can get really volatile to where I feel the, I feel in my heart what they're going through.
Right.
And even myself, I had to break it down and go into, it mentioned the theta states
Mm-hmm.
quickly because I am a very empathetic person. I'm an empath, like big time. Like you
Mm-hmm.
could tell me something right now, and literally I could feel it in my chest or whatever. So
Yeah.
I have had to learn to protect my heart just for health reasons, number one. But uh, yeah, because let's face it, stuff is going on down here. Stuff is always going on. Like whenever you think you're going through some serious situation, there's always someone that comes along that has the most craziest story, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. And I begin to
Yeah.
love and appreciate whatever it is I have to deal with. But yeah, it is the capability to go through some serious stuff down here.
Yeah.
But I found that love is always the answer. It's always the judge, you know. So yeah.
It's a pure form of energy,
And
and
when
through
it's
this,
true, in truth, love cannot be stopped on
that is
any
correct.
any level, any level.
That's
Yeah.
correct. And this time I've been shuffling my cards over here, and I actually pulled a eagle. It is actually the first card that is numbered in the deck. It's one of the most powerful. It represents the spirit. Um, and this is what it goes for. You ready?
Sure. Bring it
All right.
on. Hit me with it. Hit me with it, girl.
All right. All right. So it says eagle. Eagle here, eagle, fly high, touch great spirit, share your medicine, touch me, honor me, so that I may know you too. Eagle medicine is the power of the great spirit, the connection to the divine. It is the ability to live in the realm of the spirit and yet remain connected and balanced within the realm of earth. Eagles soar and is quick to observe expansiveness within the overall pattern of life. From the heights of the clouds, eagle is close to the heavens where the great spirit dwells. The feathers of eagle are considered to be the most sacred of healing tools. They have been used for centuries by many shamans to cleanse the auras of patients coming to them for healing. Within the belief system of the Native American tribes, eagle represents a state of grace achieved through hard work, understanding, and completion of the test of initiation, which results in the taking of one's personal power. It is only through the trial of experiencing the lows in life as well as the highs, and through the trial of trusting one's connection to the Great Spirit, that the right to use the essence of the eagle medicine is earned. If you have pulled this symbol, eagle is reminding you to take heart and gather your courage, for the universe is presenting you with an opportunity to soar above the mundane levels of your life. The power of recognizing this opportunity may come in form of a spiritual test. In being a suit, you may recognize the places within your soul, personality, emotions, or psyche that need bolstering or refinement. By looking at the overall tapestry, Eagle teaches you to broaden your senses of self beyond the horizon of what is presently visible. And learning to fiercely attack your personal fear of the unknown, the wings of your soul will be supported by the ever sprint breeze, which are the breath of the Great Spirit. Feed your body, but more importantly, feed your soul. Within the realm of Mother Earth and Father Sky, the dance that leads to the flight involves the conquering of fear and the willingness to join in the adventure that you are co creating with the divine. If Eagle has majestically soared into your cards, you are being put on notice to reconnect with the element of air. Air is the mental plane, and in the instance, it is of the higher mind. Wisdom comes in many strange and curious forms and is always related to the creative force of the Great Spirit. If you have been walking in the shadows of former realities, Eagle brings illumination. Eagle teaches you to look higher and to touch grandfather's son with your heart, to love the shadow as well as the light. See the beauty in both, and you will take flight like the eagle. Eagle medicine is the gift that we give ourselves to remind us of the freedom of the skies. Eagle asks you to give yourself permission to legalize freedom and to follow the joy of your heart desires.
Whoa. Super duper fireworks on that one. Can I
Yeah.
say that the eagle is my spirit bird?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I rarely go a few days without having an interaction with one, or, seeing one, just having this oneness experience with it. It flies over my head,
Wow.
hovers there, and does all these things. And I always get when there's going to be some sort of change or something's going to go down, I always have an interaction with eagles. And so I'll tell you a little story. Back in 2020, my beloved mom passed or transitioned into the nether realm. And that week, like a week before, there was this crazy experience where it was about 9 eagles. They formed a huge circle in the sky and they
Wow.
flew around in the circle and they went into a 5-pointed star. I kid you not. And I was like, oh shit, something huge is gonna happen. So I got to thinking, and I was like, I don't really think about that. And it was just like, but it's just imprinted. Like I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. And to talk about how spirit can prepare you for things you're going through in life. 6 months prior to that, I was prompted really heavy in the spirit to become a transition doula. So I signed up for the classes and I began to learn aspects of death, why it's not a bad thing, why, different mentalities and perspectives on thinking about it. And when it actually happened, and I looked at all of the preparation, I had just graduated from the class, and then I go out, I see these eagle stings situation, and then like a week later, bam. And then I understood it all. I was like, I am so grateful for the preparation. And I'm really grateful. And when I look back, I didn't even have time to procrastinate, to work against myself or whatever and say, oh, what the hell are you trying to take a doula class for? Most people are spending a lifetime on the run from even the thought or, mention of death. It's like as humans, we spend a lifetime on the run from it,
Right.
I was
Right.
prompted to really own it, get into it. And so when I call myself the dark goddess, that's pretty much just not a bad thing, but I embrace the things that most spend a lifetime running from. And yeah, that really sealed the deal on that. So just wanted to
That's a
share
nice
that
story.
story about the
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. My husband knows that, yeah, me and the Eagles are, yeah, absolutely connected.
Yeah, it's amazing that, they even came across your path in the card form,
Oh, yeah. And so I have a few other stories and I have some video clips that I'm going to put up on my website of different interactions with them. And yeah, incredible. So I,
that being open to, the understanding of the next step and what's on the other side and all those other things. It takes a lot of spiritual awakeness.
mhm, absolutely. Um, I began to figure out that this aspect of words and having conversations, like I'm just deep into pouring out to my immediate loved ones who I am, what I am, different aspects of me, what I have that I'm going to leave for them. And yes, I'm at a point in life where I'm dealing with that situation head on. I'm committed
Yeah.
to paying my life insurance. I understand that it's not for my benefit. Um, I'm just making preparation so that I can be light as a feather. Because that is, I don't want to have any feelings of guilt or anything like that when it's my time. I don't want to leave my family in debt. I want to shower them with all my beautiful things. I know they're not mine. I'm just using them right now and cultivating them and getting my handprints on it and putting it in there. Like you know what it is to receive something from like a grandparent. You're cherishing it, you know, and you've even shared it with me. I know, that you cherish what you received from your grandmother. And so I too am That's what I'm about.
Yeah. Yeah, my cards, that is a fun fact about my cards. They were my grandmother's cards that was passed to my mother and that
Right.
was passed to me, and it is nice to be able to have that like strong energy, knowing that this went in my
Special
grandmother's hands and my mother's hands, you
Yes,
know.
doesn't it give you a special feeling about who you are?
Yes, it does.
Very
And
deep and much needed in our society today because we tend to look at our elders differently now, you know.
mhm. It's not as important. They don't cherish, in my opinion. I feel
So,
like,
so they think, but I'll come to say they absolutely become, you know, top of the crop at the end of the day, you know.
right, right. Can you hear me okay? Am I hearing all right?
Yeah, you're fine. Great.
Okay. You're going out just a little bit, that's why.
I am
Yeah.
okay. It's probably just on my end, trying to stay
Right.
with this screen thing. I just can't change it though because it really does something for me. It's like
I
I don't have to have like an actual trip.
right, you're there.
Yeah, my mentality is just when you
Right
ask me
there.
different things like that, like you could place yourself right there.
That
Almost,
yeah, I completely agree with you on that one.
I can almost hear the ocean there.
Almost feel the breeze and smell the salt,
Okay, absolutely. If I had my little aromatherapy on,
you
lights
know.
out, and I really immersed myself in, well,
And that's a great way to relax too. You don't necessarily have to bust out the whatever equipment in order to be able to meditate and stuff. Sometimes just a candle, some soft music, and a moment of silence will get you there.
right, and it's affordable, and it's what we have to understand and share with others is that we are a lot more than we were ever taught. We have the ability to be here, and you can be there, and we can connect. You know,
Right.
we are multidimensional people, or we are spiritual beings having a human experience. However, you know, whatever floats your boat at whatever level one might find themselves. But yes, we are capable of doing a lot of things. And once we
Yeah.
get our work on our self development and getting rid of our hang-ups and all, that's the best thing. Like if anyone said, thinking about the spiritual journey and but I just don't know where to start, I would definitely advise that they start with the shadow work. Gotta break it down. And lots of deprogramming. What
Yes, and I was just gonna actually say something on that.
Mhm.
When it comes to the work, you gotta, because I think about myself, right? I think about myself sitting down and just being completely honest about something that I haven't talked to anybody else about, or may have lied about how it went, to make myself look. But you know how it goes. You know how it goes.
Mhm.
Whatever the case situation may be, that work, that exercise, you just you need to be completely honest to really heal, to really do work on some trauma. You have to be completely honest, 100% on the paper. And with mine, I had wrote like a good sized journal about a lot of my pain and things like that, and I burnt it at the end. I burnt
Mhm.
it and I released that because I'm tired of using the pain that I've gone through in life as an excuse to not be happy in today's life. My life
Right.
today is not my life yesterday. You know what I mean? My life today and tomorrow is not going to be the life that I was living 10 years ago, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
just gotta release. That's the trick, is releasing it. Honestly and truly releasing it.
Yes, that must have been, well, I've done it, so I know how powerful it is, but for the audience or whatever, that must have been very powerful for you um, even physically.
Yeah.
You know, that very next breath after that fire went out was like, you probably felt really, really light, you know, spiritually, because there is spiritual heaviness is a different feeling,
Mm-hmm.
it really is something, and you have to fight your way out of it. You really have
Literally
to.
eats you from the inside out.
Right. And there's always that little spark, though. There's always that little spark
Yeah.
of thing. For me, it'll be like a bird landing when I walk out on the porch, a bird landing on the pillar thing right there or whatever. And
Yeah.
that would just like do it for me. Like, oh, okay. All right, I'm
Yeah.
cool. You landed on where I'm at. You're okay. Because nature has a way of welcoming us also. They have to live
Mm-hmm.
in this world with us, which is probably not all that much fun when they're on the menu. So but
Yeah. Most
yeah,
definitely. And you also have to, and I feel like this all is circling back to this whole love topic, right? The self-love, the abundance of love. You have to care about yourself enough to want to heal, you know?
yeah,
You
absolutely.
gotta you gotta say, you know what, enough is enough. And if it's not enough, then you're gonna stay right there. But when you reach that level of saying, enough is enough and I care about me and I love me, then all of a sudden that's what you attract. You start to feel the love and energy of life. Because
Yeah,
not just the other day, and you all know, my phone broke, and I wanted to be so just negative because phone nowadays, when your phone breaks, it's like the end of the world. Your bank app, your schedule, your phone number, your Gmail. Can't relog into your Gmail from another Gmail because you can't even approve it on your Gmail on your phone, and it's just this whole horrible situation. And I was sitting on my porch and I was looking at everything, just looking at the trees and looking at the sun and the kids playing soccer in the middle of the street and doing all this great stuff over here. And I'm just like, how can I sit here and say I'm having such a bad day when it is so beautiful outside?
right.
If we're
Absolutely.
not opening our eyes to these simple pleasures, then we're missing out.
Yes, and they may be taken away. You know, from what I'm seeing, Mother Earth is really doing some self development herself. It's a serious situation on more than half of the world right now. You know, people in affluent areas going without water, having to live with waiting for a truck to deliver water, and just some of the luxuries that we have the tendency to take for granted on Earth here. And yeah, this is a purification period for everything. And so it just makes all the sense that we're having these conversations with one another.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, it kind of, you can assure that that's the right track. We're definitely on frequency because it's all about that self development for sure. And when you're developing self, it actually involves others because we are in care and responsible of others. And when we develop ourselves, we have better to pour out to them.
Yep. And speaking on that topic, and it just that goes down to like our kids and the people that we raise. I mean, some people are raising other people's kids. So, whoever it is that you're around, when they're around you long enough, they pick up certain habits, they pick up certain characteristics. So you gotta sit back sometimes when you see things that you don't like and say, did I have a hand in this? Is this something that I don't like about myself? You know what I mean? Because I tell you what, my daughter's mouth drives me crazy, and I gotta think, was I a little smart butt like that?
Yep,
you
because I
know?
was, and I be getting it too. But hey, now my daughter has a daughter, so on and on it goes. But we have been working on us as well. You know,
Right.
no relationship is perfect, and so we have been committing to talking and communicating, and there's no more hanging up on each other, and you know, just, we might say I'll talk to you later, or something like that. But we are trying our best to communicate verbally what we're talking about rather than displaying emotion.
Right. Gotcha.
Both were really on this words are power. Words.
Words are power.
We gotta be
Words are power.
yeah, we gotta be as detailed as possible with one another, as if we're writing a book or a poem or something. Like
Yeah.
we really have to be down to the nitty gritty with one another. And some scour from that, they fight you tooth and nail or whatever. You have to stand on your square and deal with the truth. And if the person has any spark of light in them, they'll see the truth. Because if they can't, then that's a display of an overactive ego that needs balance. It needs to be balanced. So a lot of the times, my purpose within my own tribe, which I would say is my family, I that is my thing. I am the. See, I don't know if you can see this. Hold on. Maybe when I pop up, you can see it. You see my mallet? Hold on.
No, I see the beach. I'm at the beach still.
Hold on. You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Mallet, I have the whole entire set. And when this goes boom, somebody. I would be the mother elder judges in the family.
You see, the mallet is serious.
Oh yeah, I'm serious. I'm dead serious with it. For sure. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because I feel like this. Let me propose this to you.
Mm-hmm.
If the heads of every family that we're talking about the feminine energy, if the mother became the judges, the right judge, the righteous judges in their family, do you think we would have so much chaos in the outside world?
No, because you wouldn't have so much animosity built up from the people. Because
Right.
women are more compassionate.
Oh, right. And also, when situations and issues occur, and they will, you have someone to say, nah, that's not the way to go. This is how you handle it. So I really attribute a lot of this killing and all this stuff that's going on to the household. To the raising of the person. They became who they are, in a different way. They became who they are by some sort of circumstance. Let me see. Things didn't just start where they ended up. You know what I'm saying? It's like a 17-year-old went to a high school because he had a beef with another kid, and he went to his school to find him, and he found him and shot him right there at school. So let's look at that. To me, that is what you call premeditated,
right?
Action, and he had access to firearm. He thought about what he was going to do. His level of anger was to the point that there was no stopping him, obviously. And he proceeded to do what he did. And he killed the young man. And so there's some that might say he should be charged as an adult.
What do you think?
I think he made an adult decision as well. But 9 times out of 10, he has been told.
For
Somebody,
sure.
somebody has seen some display of whatever going on with him, and you know, gave him some advice to check himself,
Right.
before he gets into a situation. But
We can sit here and we can play off the emotions and the anger.
yeah,
Oh, he was angry. He
you
wasn't
know,
thinking in his right mind.
that's not the end all be all with it.
Right. But see, there's still a level of common sense. You know what I mean? There's still just like your mother tells you when you're 2 years old. Just because you're angry, you can't stomp your feet. You can't scream at me just because I won't let you have something or do something. There's still a level of common sense. You make a big boy decision, then you need to take big boy consequences. You know.
Absolutely, and they need to have been reared in that way. Um, Perhaps he made the conscious decision he did not care. Maybe he is fully aware of what is ahead for him, and he decided to proceed and go on. So
Right.
that's another aspect. So we've got a level of mental illness there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've got just out of control, not knowing how to handle anger and not having a basic regard for someone's life. This person has a family. They didn't think about any of that. And so,
Right.
it's interesting. I would love to know the young man's background, his real situation, what he
Yeah.
did, because then I could make a decision, a more informed decision. And that's how judges are supposed to work. You know, present the evidence, and then we'll make the decision. But see, as a judge, I would have to have a different step. I would have to have a different step. See, I think in the court of my eye, the parents would have been brought up. Let me see, what were you guys doing while you were supposed to be raising this young man? Like,
Yeah. Right. Right. Why wasn't he being
and play that
paying
scene,
attention to?
right, and play that scene. But unfortunately, we deal with cases as they are.
Or it's too late. It's too
No,
late.
if you
But it's
find
still,
yourself in the
but there's
court,
still that
you are an
that bottom
adult.
line.
Right. If you find yourself in that predicament, you are an adult at that
There's
point.
Yeah, there's still a bottom line. Come on now. Even a child knows that blood means bad. My
Right.
dad used to have a simple rule. He would be asleep. The kids, me and my brothers and sisters would be up. Don't wake him up unless it's fire, flood, or blood. So we
Right.
know those three things are bad. Come on now.
Right.
Like there's no way around that. Even as an infant, we know that.
Yeah.
There's no
Absolutely.
excuse.
None whatsoever. And so,
So
yeah, we find ourselves in a constant loop with certain things, but they seem obvious, and I'll be like, how come society, like, it seems so solvable?
yeah,
Every
cool.
have to, I feel like it would take everyone to stop. Some event happens, everyone stops, and is brought to one accord at the same time. Kind of like the speech thing. You're in the arena and you're there to hear the speech. So everyone can get it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so many mythological stories that you could compare to that. But yeah, if that's gonna happen, it needs to happen soon.
Yep. It should happen yesterday.
Okay. Santa Claus situation. We need it yesterday because
Right.
some of these crimes are happening to women, babies, and families. And some of the family articles that I've been going through is just like so freaking sad. Oh man. And it's just from people not being able to cope with their life situations.
It's hard. It's hard to accept that you're not where you want to be. It's hard to accept that you just may not have the ability to progress to where everybody's pressuring you to be. You know what I mean? Like it's just hard to accept that.
Yeah, yeah. And so the only way is to really get some mental health counseling and get into that self development, that shadow work. Like
Yeah.
period. Yeah, that's the name of the game right now. Pretty much
You know,
everything.
I really go by something. I stick it strong to my heart. You know, they have that saying, "Practice makes perfect." You do it enough, you'll be perfect. Yeah, you know the what's it called, the mastery law, where you do 10,000 hours of one thing, you become a master at that one thing.
Mhm.
So you know all these things, but that's so much pressure, is it not? Just talking about it, you feel like it's like so much pressure to a deadline to like, oh, I gotta be perfect, you know. But at the same time, I live by practice makes progress. You know what I mean? If I'm practicing every day, I'm progressively going in the right direction. If I'm
Right.
practicing being positive, good, you know, disciplined, militant, practicing on my typing, practicing on getting acing a test that I failed twice, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, practice makes progress, and we need to stop beating ourselves up to be perfect, because nobody is. Nobody ever will be.
Exactly. Exactly. And now you see all the attention seeking. It's like people do wild and crazy things with their body or whatever so that they can
Mm-hmm.
constantly, everywhere they go, receiving this high on this attention seeking thing. I lately have been practicing invisibility myself.
Incognito. That's a great one.
I want to know how to fade into the scenery. I want to master that, basically.
Yeah, that's actually one of my skills. I
You
know how to
know?
blend. I can go
Okay.
anywhere, just blend into the crowd.
Right? So that's definitely a superpower for sure.
Yeah, that but I'm trying to practice just shit, being calm. To be honest, I have a bad habit of letting my mind get the best of me. Um and I tend to self-sabotage because I overthink situations that doesn't even require a thought, you know, and sometimes even like I think I told you just the other day, I create my own offense. Like I create my own insult in my own head when nobody's even insulted me. You know what I mean? And that's just overthinking. That's just you know, negativity. You
Right.
know, and I need to work on pushing that out, and because that's going to make a better me. That's going to progressively make a better me because I'm practicing on being positive and not offended so easily. Don't take everything so personal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Small exercises make big differences.
Yes, absolutely. And I've actually been working on that, making small projects, things that, not overwhelming myself because I could get done 5 little projects before I'm done with, one. And then I got to take a break from that because it's time to start this new one. Like I see how my own flow and how I progress. It's like I don't want to be on one thing for a long, drawn out time. I had to come to that conclusion because so many times with like writing books and stuff like that, I really want to produce these thick ass encyclopedias. I bought books or whatever, but I just was like, listen, people complain about your long Facebook posts that they don't want to read a paragraph. So if you want to catch people's attention, keep it under 100 pages. So I would rather do 500 pages books than do one 500-page book. And
Right.
also keeping up with my own pace. So it just took, for me to realize that, okay, this is not you. Okay, stop putting yourself through that. Do something small, get her done, move it along, and things started to flow much better. I got so much more done. So, yeah, definitely have to take some time every day, which is my advice on working on your inner self. You must have that quiet time for a bit in the morning, 10-15 minutes, and at the end of the day, 10-15 minutes of serious no disturbance.
Yeah, we watch more TikTok videos in 15 minutes than we do take time for ourselves.
Right. And see, your higher self talks to you. And how do you hear it if you're always paying attention to what someone else is doing? So
Hmm. Talk the truth, sister.
Any great ideas have been waiting to come in your mind.
Yeah.
Our minds, as people. So because we're all in this game together. I
Yeah.
even myself like I'm going to grab a picture off Facebook. Next thing you know, I've scrolled through 20 videos and I'm like, stop it, what are you doing? And I constantly am catching myself and I'm like, wow, this thing is wicked, man. People are literally wasting their lives on friggin' Facebook and
Or on
Instagram.
TV, just watching TV, just a screen, period.
Unless you're using it to push your product or push whatever you're doing, yeah, take the time and get on there because you know that's where the people are. But on a personal level, you would never get anything done. Not even a good thought. It
It's
probably
true.
interferes in people's dreams and stuff. You know, it's actually controlling people's self-esteem by likes and followers. It really has become something that needs to be put in balance. Put it like that. Unless it's being, but it's also used to educate. And so, to me, being a technical type person, it's a wonderful thing. I don't think I would ever let it consume me, but I have caught myself like, hey, you're doing too much.
Right. That does happen. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the moment that we do get carried away, but that's okay. We just recognize it, reel it in, and do it better, you know?
Yeah, and we have to take time with our children. You don't know. I have scrolled through TikTok, seeing. I said these kids just gotta be bored. They ain't got nothing else to do but be doing this dance on TikTok. And it's just like, how many books have you read? Have you drawn any paintings? Do you do any puzzles? Like, what's going on? So the grown-ups, back to the grown-ups. They're the ones paying the cell phone bill. I don't think the 10-year-old or 11-year-old is paying their own cell phone bill, but yet they're on TikTok every time you turn around. It's just like, unless they are a freaking scholar in whatever grade they're in, that shit needs to be shut down. That's why I have the mallet in my family. Because I check on my grandkids. Hey, what you doing? What's
Right.
going on with your grades? Every couple of weeks or every time I can. And how
Yeah.
what's on your mind? What's going on? I'm that person. And so,
What's going on in that head of yours? What kind of thoughts are you
like,
having?
oh, I'm on TikTok. Oh, you on TikTok? Okay, once you're done with TikTok, stay off of it for the rest of the day because you need a break for grandma. You feel me? I'm there. I'm there with it. And I don't care about people like, oh, you need to mind your business and all this other shit. That is my business because when you go back to the tribe, that's our responsibility. See, we moved far off from where we're supposed to be. Feel me? And so
Right.
we're going to be forced one way or the other. Life is either going to kick ass or somehow or another, you know, justice will be served either way. So, if you think about it like that, you won't waste time doing dumb shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you do, I mean, it's not a threat of any religious boogeyman going to get you. You're going to burn in eternal fire in hell. No, you're literally going to burn in an eternal hell within yourself while you're here. You create your hell here. If that's the state of mind and consciousness and type of life you live, you're certainly going to take it with you. But as far as the hot coals of flames and all of this other stuff that you're just going to be thrown into, what was the point of living a life, period? That could have been done a long time ago.
Right. Yeah. That whole concept of like that brings us back to the openness and the conversation of death in itself.
Yes,
When we die, nobody really knows what happens once we die.
right. And once you have experienced it closely or had a near brush with it, you
Mm-hmm.
take each day as like it's your last. And then, I don't want to spend my last day on TikTok. See? Wait a minute. When they write the story, what happened? So and so done what happened? And they say, I don't know, but they was on TikTok 2 minutes before. Wait a minute. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
we got to begin to live on that level and think about these things on that level for sure. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, no, there's nothing wrong with it at all. Nothing wrong with it at all.
Rounded perspective or whatever. And it also would help with how we treat others.
Yep. Yeah. That's, oh, we'll get into that. Last conversations with people. I'll never forget the time that I got into an argument with a good friend of mine or whatever, and they said I love you to me, and I didn't say I love you back because I was so angry. I was like, man, forget your love. I don't care about it, and he died. Shortly after that, literally died on New Year's. He was shot in
Wow.
the head, and
Wow.
he passed, and that's something that I have to live with the fact that love was expressed to me and I didn't express it back, and then that was the last time I ever spoke to that person. It's crazy the things that we take for granted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I hope that you've been able to make peace with yourself and that person. And I definitely have a process I can share with you if you still need to take care of that, because you have to take care of that. Energetically would be my advice.
Yeah.
It's well, what I have also found is that we're so the cat's meow of the universe as a creation, we can still take care of things. You say if a person is transitioned or whatever, you can still handle that with them. You know, you don't have to live with it. You can take care of it, make your peace with them, and that's pretty much how you do it. Because see, spirit never dies. The spirit is still around.
Mm. That brings us back to what we were talking about with the eagle, the
Absolutely.
spirit. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people are carrying that guilt around whatever situation happened and say, the person transitioned or whatever. And then so they deal with that guilt or whatever, however they deal with it. But there is a spiritual way of handling that, and it's not hard at all. It really can just be done by you placing your hand over your heart and calling the person, saying the person's name. Remember, we're saying words have power. When you call that person's name, you're summoning that spirit. And so you talk with it through that way. You know?
Mm.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah, absolutely. But we say it's deep, but when we go back to like I said, the tribe and the chief way of thinking, that is just a way of life. You know, absolutely. I find there's a lot of things that we were taught incorrectly on how to handle our energy and emotions and things we go through. A lot of it is really simple. You know.
And I think that's because we're taught to suppress. We're
Right.
taught to okay, you're sad, get over it because you still have to go to work. Okay,
Right.
you're angry about how life's treating you and how the world's being unfair, but you know what? Too bad. Get over
Exactly.
it because tomorrow's still gonna start. You
And
know,
the thing about it is, where does it go once you get over it? It's still hiding somewhere in your physical.
and
It
that's
still has a place in your mind.
that's something that I want to speak on because that's something big and personal for myself. You know, I thought for a long time, like if I'm not thinking about it, I'm healed, right? Because it's not consuming my thoughts. It
Right.
doesn't bother me anymore, so I'm healed, right? I'm healed, right? But then when you're sitting there watching a movie and somebody dies in somebody's arms and you're boohoo bawling, or now you understand, like, it's opening that door within inside you, that
Right.
pain, that hurt. It's just because you're able to put it in the back of your mind every other day doesn't mean it's not there.
Right. And see, going back into the healing situation, eventually that could manifest as some kind of an illness because it's gonna manifest if it's not taken care of. That's why going back to the tribe, we would do either weekly spirit cleansings, with the take the feathers and just sweep down the body, sweep down in a downward motion. You're sweeping away energetically this sludge. It's just like running a car on old oil. It gets thick. Yeah, the shit gets thick on our spirit as well. So you have to, there's baths you can take, salt baths, Epsom salt baths. There's sage that needs to be burned. There's so many different
Right.
things that we should have been taught to do rather than just handling it. Because I'm seeing handling it overboil right about now. you know? But yeah, I definitely said I'm gonna make a commitment to do more shows on how to get rid of a lot
The
of things.
junk. The
Spiritual junk.
junk.
Yeah. Get rid of spiritual junk. Remember that title, I might ask you. Everybody forget.
Yeah. Spiritual junk.
Yeah, spiritual bull crap. Get rid of the spiritual crap, Did you crap your pants spiritually?
we had to get that out.
Okay, we're gonna have to do something with that. That got a little ring to it right there. Somebody smelling like poop.
Yeah,
But
for it.
it came to me the other day. Let me share this with you. Like, I was working with my oils and essential oils and different things, and I kept smelling them and all the different ones and how they made me feel. Because aromatherapy is very effective. Like, just sniffing it is like, holy moly. And what dream you're thinking about people that's got all this that wear perfume, not people that wear a little perfume. But the people that when you walk by, you smelling them and it smell keep carrying and every time you see them, they smelling up all sweet and things and this and that. And my spirit was like, those are the ones who are the smelliest spiritually. Why they feel they gotta be bathed in all this perfume. Man, that really hit hard. That really hit hard. I said, I'm gonna have to revisit that. And then I went
Right.
online and I picked out a few people that always smelling of this, and I said, a hot mess. But
That's
it's
the fact.
yeah, spiritually, esoterically, when we look at things, it's like, why are you always smelling up every damn thing? What you hiding? Because perfume is a mask. It literally is to mask natural body odor. Okay, so we all admit we don't like how ourselves smell when when our pheromones get going. And so we created and invented all this shit, these smells and oils and things to put on to mask the funk. So that was interesting spiritually. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
deep.
They did trying to mask their spiritual funk. That's funny.
Yes, spirit spoke to me plain as day. Those are the funkiest ones spiritually. I said, oh shit. So I just been keeping it at the forefront of my mind whenever I'm around people. They're smelling. I'll be checking them out like, what's your deal? Because I know
What's your deal?
look, I know it's there. I'm going to peel off the layers. Too funny.
Right. It is hilarious. That's something to think about. I'm over here dumbfounded, like, huh? I put on a ton of perfume every day.
Well, maybe it's just you have a 1%. I mean that is that's a what you call a probability. But yeah, the character I have in my mind is hilarious. I wish I could draw. I would definitely make that into a cartoon. Mr. Smelly, and when he walked by, he got the little fumes following him and shit.
That is so funny. Yeah, that would be a good one. It'd be a nice
It's
little
like even the
jingle.
flies and the mosquitoes wanted because you're attracted.
Right. And that's not but the mass is trying to suck out your energy.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I could definitely ride that wave for a minute. I ran into a few of them characters in life, big time. Too funny.
Yeah.
I just think the beings of Earth are funny. They are just freaking hilarious to me. And in a
It's
way,
crazy.
looking at life like that is it's not so bad because it's like they know not what they do. Do not smite this being of Earth. you know, I got a lot of compassion and stuff like that. But yeah, on an esoteric level, it's definitely got a lot of work to do within ourselves. You know, to approach this ascension, the ascension, when
The
actually
transformation,
yeah,
ascension.
we've ascended a zillion times already. I've ascended just by having this conversation. I'm on a different level. I'm not the same way I was when we started the podcast. My mind is enlightened about a few things. And so, hey, we ascend every day. I guess. I hope. If not, we got to get to work on that. But yeah, I learn a lesson of something or other every day about this life. You
If
know.
you're not learning a lesson every day, then you're not listening. Audience, and gotta make sure y'all know that. If you're not listening, if you're not learning at least one lesson, doesn't matter if it could be as small as the smallest thing, new way to tie your shoe. It doesn't matter. Okay. If you're not learning at least one thing every day, you're not listening.
Yeah. I remember one day, that just reminds me of a day that I had years ago. I was riding down a street by myself. It was broad daylight or whatever. Jamming. I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember what the heck was on my mind that particular time. But anyway, I was getting where I had to go, and there was no traffic, no one in front of me, no one in back. Out of nowhere, this freaking bird crashes into my windshield. He doesn't crack it, but scares the holy hell out of me. And I was like, soon as it happened, the mind that I have went straight into the spirit world. Like, what the freak did I do? Did I do something? And checking myself like, no, I haven't done anything. like, what? Oh, wait a minute. Is somebody trying to do something to me? I was like, I was like, I don't know. It was just weird, but hey, I got over it and I lived and survived. But you'd be surprised the images some can send your way, you know? And that's another thing. We need to do our uh we need to do ritualistically our protection baths and our oils and whatever have you, you know, over our children whenever they go out to school. God knows what's going on in these damn schools in America.
Mm-hmm.
People going to work, disgruntled workers. Remember, you could lose your life just being in a supermarket. All the mass shootings and different things, and people have to start taking their protection into their own hands. Whatever it is, you got a guardian angel. You have whatever it is that you do or we do as beings. We need to do them. It's for a reason. You probably trace it all the way back into their family somehow and actually find a part of the culture that dealt with that. We have to understand that this life is just not physical. The spiritual part of it is actually controlling it, and that's just coming from me. There's no source. It's just the source is just talking to me right now.
Right.
That's where that comes from. So yeah, because you might say, "Oh, I got my protection necklace," or I wear this for protection or whatever. Some may look at you and laugh or whatever it is, but there definitely is some truth to it for sure.
I think my favorite for protection is tiger eye and obsidian. I put those on and I feel really good.
Yeah, it's so funny you mentioned that. We're always so freaking on point because I have my tiger eye right here in my hand.
Oh wow.
I go
There
on the
you
camera.
go.
Let's see if I can show you if I go back on the camera. This stupid thing is. I don't know if you can see this. Let me take this darn background off. Ugh. Bye bye, ocean. See you next time. Darn.
Oh, it's all done?
Back to regular. Back to reality.
Oh, okay.
After the show is over, I'm going to put that background back on and turn the light out and just chill for a while.
I know that's right.
But here's my tiger eye. Isn't it
Yeah, it's
nice?
nice. I see it. That's huge. Yeah, I like that.
I got it
That's
on the
nice.
market. $20. I was out of there. I was like, he has no idea what this is.
Yeah, I got it. That's
There
nice.
you go. I'm out of here. I put it in my
Mm-hmm.
bosom, pop, and dropped it down in my little pocketbook in there. And
Mm-hmm.
I wear it right there by my heart cavity, right in the middle of my breast right there.
There you
I
go.
actually program most of my crystals through my heart chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, you know, it's easy. You just drop it in there and you do your meditations or whatever. But Tiger Eye is super powerful and it's a great protector. So it's one of the top
Yeah.
ones.
Tiger Eye and Obsidian is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
obsidian. I have an obsidian mirror that I use for self development. They say looking in a mirror or whatever, but the mirror of obsidian is like it's a black mirror. It's obsidian, so that actually accelerates your shadow work because it will show you different versions of yourself. You, know, you might see some other shit in there too. It all depends on what's going on with you. You know.
Yeah. Let's
But
see. What else? What else? I like to put amethyst and rose quartz underneath my pillow.
I love
Um,
amethyst. Oh my god, I love amethyst. It's crazy because everything you name, I can just grab right over here. Oh my god, I
it's
love
beautiful. Wow.
amethyst, and it's this is like that's a gate, so it grows out of a gate, and that's this amethyst grew out of an agate rock or whatever. But very powerful for the Reiki healing sessions. I use this very very powerful. But
Oops.
yeah, crystals and me is I've talked about this time.
Crystals
That's
and crystals are your thing.
yeah, it was crazy because when I first started out using crystals, I was coming across the small ones. This is shungite, but
Mm.
smaller than this. I have like tons of crystals that I'm gonna start wrapping in copper and making little necklaces, and I'm gonna send it to my grandson and my granddaughter. Because my granddaughter called me because they were young, and I was like, okay, I'll start giving them crystals when they know how to keep them and take care of them and know that they're not to be stuff like that. Because I don't play with
Mm-hmm.
important. So my granddaughter calls me and she's like, "Look, Grandma, I got a crystal." I said, "You got a crystal?" And she pulled out an amethyst. I said, "That's my girl. That's my girl." So
Don't
it's
you
been
just love how our kids learn us and get us things that we just absolutely adore?
yes, yes. And I said, "You're on your way." I said, "You still doing your meditating?" Because when he used to come and spend the summers with me, we did meditation every day, even the baby. I had all three of them, my niece, my grandson, and my granddaughter. She was like a little baby then. But they all be sitting there right there in my living room
Hmm.
for 15 minutes. And I'm trying to, the school system, I'm not going to stop doing it, but just before COVID, I sent a proposal to the school district, the Sparrows Point School District, for them to let me come in and do meditation at
That'd
the,
be great. I think that'd be a great opportunity for the kids to learn how to
this about
center
to
just a piece of quiet, you know?
and this about to be a whole program, and it's going to spread from school to school once I started. So I'm going to have to bring other people in to train them so that they can run some of the stuff too. But for now, I'm just going to start it at the one school and try to see if I can get this community center, if I can get some time at the community center right up here. And then I'm going to need help gathering up the kids in the neighborhood to tell their parents about this meditation thing, which I'll probably do flyers, and I'll probably go door to door as I'm walking. I walk around this whole place and leave flyers or something. But yeah, it's got to be done. It's going to help the children to learn how to cope with taking a moment before you react and just going into your classroom in a positive manner. You spread positivity. Positivity is infectious. And
Mm,
and
I love that.
those that don't choose to be positive, they'll be over there by themselves, and eventually they'll come around.
You know, being a positive person also filters out the people that are negative naturally. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear all your good news. They don't want to hear about your great day or your optimistic outlook on life. They don't want to hear about that. They want to sit there and complain about how even though it's a beautiful day, I stubbed my toe.
A lot of them are going through stuff. School is just a place for them, but they're going through stuff at home. And by the time they get to school, the teachers got to put up with all that. Them different personalities. Yeah. But I'm really, as a matter of fact, school's back on tomorrow. I'll be giving them a call. I actually know the principal from when my daughter was there. I've had many, had to go to school situations. And I remember when my daughter was going through her rites of passage, you know, other girls, rolling up on her and this and that. Well, nothing ever really happened, but my daughter got in trouble for taking a mace to school. And I gave it to her. I said, so it's a group of girls. I said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be at work and you going to school. And I say, you take this. It was a little key ring. I said, do not pull it out unless there's some physical altercation and somebody tries to jump you or whatever. If it's a one-on-one, wax her fucking ass. I'll be right there at school to you know, pick you up or whatever it is. But all this bully shit, we ain't going through that. One of them act like they want to touch you. You have my full permission to whip their asses.
That part. Why do we have to wait for
Now,
contact?
now
Why
that
why are we teaching our kids to wait until they get hurt to defend themselves?
exactly, because I didn't take care of things like that in school. If a motherfucker had a problem with me, I'm walking right up to you. What's your problem? We're gonna settle this shit right now. I
Yep.
didn't go through all of that. You know.
Right.
Now it wasn't a one-on-one fight, it was a one-on-one when I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
Stand there and watch. As a matter of fact, they make sure nobody else jump in. But now a fight is just a one-off for all your friends to come and join in, and they're kicking and stomping on your fucking child. That's not happening. So the way how I instructed her to deal with it was when I got to work, I called the principal. He said, yes, Miss Alston, such and such such. I said, my daughter's having a problem, and I'm just letting you know. I sent her with a mace. Now, if she gets into a one-on-one fight, it's just gonna be a little scuffle. But if them kids in that school and you don't have no monitors out there to survey the situation and make sure nobody gets hurt, there's going to be a couple of students maced in the eyes today. And he said, well, Miss Austin, I can certainly understand your concern that I'm gonna speak with Nigeria and check on her and make sure she okay. And I didn't mean to mention her name. Holy crap! But anyways, I only got one baby. Those that know me know who I'm talking about. But she was going through her rites of passage in high school. It is what it is. I went through it. We all go through it. But anyways, yeah. So she was good. You know, that day went well, and the other days went well because see, these girls were from the neighborhood, and so me being the eagle-eyed mom that I am, I knew who they were and I knew their parents because I didn't allow my kids to go play with nobody that I didn't really know their parents or knew where they lived at or whatever. So, you know, I'm the mom from hell. I proceeded to go and threaten their moms and I let them know, keep your kids, because this could get grimy. You feel me? Because ain't no bumps and bruises gonna be putting on my child because they can't get over their little whatever issues they have with one another. I said, so now me and you are here. We're gonna let them talk and see what all this fighting is all about. So I went that extra mile. You know what I'm saying? Because by the time a kid feels like they can't go nowhere without a weapon, or they have to constantly be faced with this boogeyman shit every day. I'm not sending my child out the door to that shit every day. And I said, wait, hold up. I'm from New York. Every school got metal detectors. I don't know what them girls is gonna bring into school, talking about what they gonna do to my daughter. So I didn't give them no motherfucking leeway either. Cause I'm there. You know, that's love. You love your child or whatever. I was a child before, so I had to go into that situation and be like, I said, no, I don't really trust that. You know? And I feel like if more parents were got into their children's situations, that they could help bring some kind of, you know, peace to it and turn it around somehow, you know, reform the situation. But no one's forcing anyone to get along with anybody. If you don't like her, leave her the fuck alone.
That part.
And I'm
That
looking them
part.
in their face. And I don't care if it's your kid or somebody else's kid or whatever kid. You see what I'm saying? At that point,
Mm.
I'm gonna have this conversation with this kid because somebody needs to have the conversation, and the grown-ups ain't having the conversation, and I will have the conversation. So yeah, that's how that goes.
Speaking
But
of
I
kids, you
conversation.
know,
And yeah, we get whoa, it's almost 9 o'clock. We was rolling.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it is a school day. And it's funny we have this conversation and you know, just let the kids know on the way out. Be nice to the nice ones. The ones that look like they ain't so nice, leave them the heck alone. Just let them go. You know. You know.
I
But
do.
yeah, we have to put that over our kids, you know.
We do.
Whole world out there.
It is every day.
Yep. As soon as I get off here, I'm gonna call and check on mine. Make sure.
Yes, for
I know
sure.
where two of them at. I'm gonna check on the one. I ain't heard from him in a second. But yeah. All right, baby girl. So once this is episode 1 of Tanya 23 and Diamond the Mermaid. Let's go. Next time
Hey,
we're gonna talk some mermaid stuff because I love mermaids. We can get into it.
yes, Gypsy Mermaid. That's my thing. You
Absolutely
know,
awesome. I love that name.
thank
So
you.
I thank you that you have graced my platform with your loving, positive energy. That's what I'm talking
Yes,
about. I look forward
yes.
doing this again sometime soon.
Yes. I love you guys. Good night.
Have a good night.
You
Peace.
too.
House of Tanya
Peace.
23, always working on self development. Good night.
Always. Good
Peace.
night.